This is Logical MGTOW. I'm Logical MGTOW SPOCK. With this today, it is obvious that women still have a very hard time to admit that they do not. They keep on claiming, I don't cheat, I don't do this, and I don't do that, and I'm not after guys' money. Oh fucking shit! I've noticed that women on apps such as Big O Live, BGI, yeah, BIGO Live, and Instagram, and also um, on what's known as TikTok. They have a complex problem in the sense that, oh, I don't cheat. I'm not like that. I would never lie and cheat. Yet right when they are with the man, right when they are with a man, they go completely. They do a 180, literally a 180, or even for that matter a 360. However you want to look at it, the same difference because women have no problem on bullshitting men. Once they get them, then they get all nicey wicey type of shit with them, right? And then like they if they notice that they're not getting what they want when they want it, as I've said before, then they'll go and monkey branch over to someone else. And then they'll monkey branch back to you eventually. And when they do, they'll expect you to forgive them and stay with them. Mm-mm. MGTOW's not about that. And MGTOW, and I'm not about that. The basic fact is that women don't realize and have a hard time admitting that they do those things. They can say that they don't to every new guy they run into all they want. To try to tractor beam his ass in closer to their to them into the plantation. Women still have the complexity of going to the points of doing that. Like I said, tractor beaming men to the plantation, where women have an opportunity, or at least be that of course more than an opportunity, to literally, and I do mean literally, get at the guy's wallet, even if the woman is currently working. And they'll have the guy drain his bank account for her. They'll have the guy do practically everything that benefits her. She doesn't really give a damn. Women in today's day and age do not give a damn about the man and his well-being, even financially. The basic fact is that when women were taken advantage of and have been taken advantage of, they don't like that. But yet they try to do it to us men. Mostly the blue pill men. Even those who are not blue pill anymore. Those who have walked away from the plantation, they still try to tractor beam us into the plantation. Not gonna happen. The basic fact is that women do not realize that there are stronger men out there, and as Mr. Hate Vicious has said, women want those who of what they cannot have. Yet, of course, at the same time, I haven't yet experienced that in the outside world as it is, because nobody's asked me, "Are you part of MGTOW?" And if anybody asks me that, if like a woman asks me that, I'm like, yeah. I'd be like, yeah, I'm part of MGTOW. I don't believe in the gynocentric bullshit that women pull, and I don't believe in the plantation crap, and I don't agree with the fact that women cannot accept that that when they are with a guy, then they expect things to happen on their timeline, which is not exactly realistic, nor is it logical. And yet, when they don't get it on their timeline, then they monkey branch. And I would tell the woman that straight out. I don't care who it is. The basic fact is, I'm gonna be telling them that straight out. And they say, well, not all women are like that. I'm like, show me a woman that's not like that. Show me one or more women that are not like that. And prove to me that no woman is like that. Case in point, I'll say, you can't, can you? Because it goes with the emotional psychological indecisiveness. I would tell her that straight out. And I know she would hate that. And I know if women are watching this video, they hate that too. Because they will not admit that they do have indecisiveness, emotional psychological indecisiveness inside them. Deep inside. That's what causes their frustration, their anxieties, their unhappiness, inner unhappiness. And yet, when they are unhappy from within, they try to point the finger at the guy as if it's his fault, when it's really not. They always try to do that. The basic fact is that women need to realize, and I've said this even on the apps, that women cannot expect men to reach deep inside them, because it's not realistic, and it's not there's no way in hell possible that can happen where guys can reach inside them and fix their their unhappiness. There's no fucking way. The basic fact is that I can say that nobody has the logical base and realistic aspect of reaching inside a woman and repairing her unhappiness that's deep within her. Thereby, of course, at the same time, I know that even when women have the inner unhappiness, that's a good percentage, a good reason why the birth rate has plummeted faster than hell. The divorce rate has skyrocketed a lot faster than it did when the percentage of divorces increased year by year, month by month, day by day, week by week. And it doesn't have to happen within the same state or a county or country for that matter. Fact is, it happens. Women think that they can say anything and try to convince men that they haven't dealt with or haven't had or been with anything. And they think that us men, especially us MGTOW men, they think that us MGTOW men are gullible enough to, and brain dead enough to believe that crap. I've been I've been on this planet for 46 years. I've seen my fair share of shit. And believe me, there are some good things and some and not so good things. And there are some majorly not good things. It is spiritually sad that I can say that women have gone to the extent of wanting to emotionally, psychologically manipulate and mind control men just so women can feel better about themselves. When basically doesn't really serve any positive purpose. And all it shows is that women only are only after things for themselves. They're not really after what they what they've said about in the sense of marriage. Oh, I want a husband to live a long life with, and I want to have children with him, and we live and grow old together, and we love each other through and through. The only thing is, they don't mention is that if they don't get what they want on their timeline, they'll monkey branch over to another person and cheat on their particular husband or boyfriend or fiance, and then eventually come back to who they think is still their boyfriend or fiance or husband, and expect him to fucking forgive her for cheating on him. Like on the program Cheaters that I've mentioned once before. I have told many women that, on mostly online, of course, that there are more women that have done the infidelity crap in today's day and age since the 1990s, way more than men have. They've outrightly, without question, denied it. Women don't do that, men do. Men are the culprits of that, not women. Bull fucking shit. The basic fact is that I know that women do it more than men because one, I've dealt with it. Two, and I do mean two women did it to me in my past relationships. One of them it was by the name of Jill Yeaman, aka currently Jill Dixon. She's currently married. And yet I know she also expected me to go down to where she currently or possibly does not live there anymore, but it was in Truckee. She wanted me to go to Truckee while her current and possibly still current husband Chris, and who I respect, and does his outings in the sense of making money for them. And I've mentioned this before, where she would have it to where I came over to see if I can get some from her, and where she would go over to him and say he tried to do this, he tried to do that, and of course he would have every God-given right to pound me a few. But the basic fact is that I would tell him the straight truth. Whether he chose to believe it is on him. But the basic fact is that I know women have a tendency to have the guy believe them over anybody else. Granted, it doesn't always. The ones that have a lot more sense don't believe the women 100% all the time. The ones that don't have much sense believe the woman in the sense of the blue pill, or in this case, the purple pill, seeing that the dude's married to her. I didn't fall for that. She's done me wrong years before she married the dude. 3 times. I just went back to see if she would actually keep her word. I wasn't officially with her as much as she thought. I just made it look like that I was. Men can do that. Women can do that just as well too, yeah, but I've done it. Of course, I got to go on. I literally risked my job when I was working for Target twice for her. And with my good work record, I didn't lose my job whatsoever, which is a good thing at the time when I was working in retail. See, that's another thing. Men have to watch for that shit to make sure if you're working and they do that, you got to make sure you play your cards right. Because if they want you to go on a long ass trip with them, you got to make sure that you play your cards right when it comes to your employment aspect. And if she cheats on you and bullshits you, and if she still goes essentially on that trip, you know where she stands, and hopefully you would stand to the points to where saying if you go, we're through. And basically, that would tell her that wouldn't really tell her, oh, he thinks I'm gonna cheat on him, because she wouldn't know why you say that. Women are not that intelligent on that aspect. But that would be the reason. If she went and you needed to keep your job and you wanted to keep your job and have a good work stance in your employment record aspect to start with, as well as working for the company. And if she went, you and her could easily be Splitsville. But you have to let her know that. But you have to let her know in the sense of saying just one thing. If she goes on the trip and saying that you cannot, you and her are through. And if she gives you the 20 question bullshit, or even more than the 20 question bullshit, then guess what? She'll expect you to tell her outright. Don't. If you have any brains and sense, don't. Just tell her. Just keep repeating it. She'll have to make a choice. Either she stays home and doesn't go on a trip, stays with you, or you go through. But here's the other clincher too. Even if she does stay with you and stay from going on the trip, then guess what? There's still a chance of her going monkey branching to another idiot. That's an actual fact. So basically, you got to believe it. You got to believe what I say. Don't deal with women and go MGTOW. Because they have a mindset of their own. And they expect us men to go by it and follow it. Like there's an old saying that where proof is in the pudding. But the basic fact is also, if a woman really loves a man, they wouldn't monkey branch over to another idiot. They would be patient and wait till something of what they want to have happen. Whether it's a gift, like an item or whatnot else, right? But they won't. They expect us men to abide by their timeline. No fucking way. No fucking way. We men are human beings. Women need to treat us as such, or we can treat them as just something they hit it and quit it. Fuck them and leave them. Pump and dump, as Tom Likas would say. Because that's all they're good for, really. And there's ways to do it without hurting the woman, of course. But the basic fact is that women keep on saying, "Oh, I want this and I want that, and when I get it, I'll hopefully have a guy that'll will understand me and all this stuff." But yet here's the one thing is, they don't mention, "Oh, I'll do my best to understand him," or "I'll understand him equally to him understanding me." They don't mention that, do they? And if they do, they don't really mean it. So generally, again, men, you gotta watch out for that, especially online, because there's ploys out there done and set by women. So generally, men and hopefully future MGTOW, hopefully will take this to heart and to mind and really think about it, because we MGTOW know the best. We MGTOW have been through it in many different ways of our own, because each person goes through many different things in their own way and in their own time. Things happen maybe not quite as quick as it does for others. It may not be happening to you yet, but it will. It may even happen to where you least expect it. That thing, that sort of action can happen as well. This MGTOW, logical MGTOW SPOCK, is also a humanitarian advocate, and I know psychology. Thereby, I have a page known as Logical Psychiatry. And for the advocate part of it is that I have an advocate page known as Humanitarian Advocate of CRPHA, and CRPHA Disability Advocate, Education Advocate, and Business and Health Advocate, and Citizen Advocate as well. All CRPHAs. If you want to talk, and if you want to know more, please let me know on the bottom, or we can talk on one of my pages that I mentioned of Facebook. This is Logical MGTOW Spot. Live long and prosper.